What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Pod folk of all ages. No matter your age, creed, or color. You heard? Welcome.
JaySin podcast.
Welcome. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful Sunday morning.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
It's the 7th of the month.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Back up and get up.
Get up. Get up. Get up.
Hey.
We here, pod folk. Where you at? Where you at, pod folk?
We are here and we are.
Miss Jones.
So let's go ahead and do our introductions because we have a whole lot of Brittany Griner to talk about today.
Brittany Griner.
We ain't gonna talk about a whole lot else. We got some videos to look at. We got a couple would you not kind of situations to talk about. But the heavy thing that we got to talk about today, of course, is Brittany Griner and how she has set the world. Her situation has set the world ablaze again. But before we get to that, it's your boy Sincere Da Vinci.
And it's your boy Jay Honey.
And this is the JaySin podcast. You heard? So,
yeah.
Jay, how was your week?
My weekend was, my week, I'll start off with that. It was pretty busy. I started a new position, from home. So I'll be working from my suite directly.
That's nice.
And
must be nice.
You know how it is when you first, start anything. You have to know the processes and how things run and how things are done. So, I'm currently in that transitionary period, from what I used to do to what I'm doing now again. So, it's exciting, and it's stressful, all wrapped in one, basically. So it's like, I'm learning something not fairly new. It's something that's familiar to me, but it's something that, with life, things just change, things evolve, things are done differently today as compared to yesterday. So I'm just learning the today's scheme of things, basically, when it revolves what I'm doing at the moment in terms of, working. So, it's been interesting. It's been stressful. Tied into that, I've had boxing lessons as well, which I'm continuously, trying to do consistently, obviously.
That's good.
And, I'm just trying to just better myself as a person overall.
That's always good. That's always a good thing.
Yeah. So this week was, very productive, very informative as well. So, when you dive into these places, you have to learn new things, like I mentioned earlier. So things are good. Things are on the up. I'm in great spirits. Hope you are too at this moment in time, pod folk. Hope you're listening to us. Hope you're going to purchase some of this merch that we have pretty soon. And that's basically it on my end. How was your week, kind sir? My weekend has been quiet. I've just been working off and on. That's about it, and just resting. But how was your week?
I went through a bunch of waves of ups and downs.
Okay.
Not really anything that nothing too crazy to write home about. But with emotional highs like we've had in the past, week, I also have emotional lows. It's like coming down off any high. You have lows, and doubt tries to creep in, and sadness tries to creep in, and things like that try to creep in, and you start to question things. So I've just been in that part of my coming down process, and emotionally, that is where I've been. Not sad, not depressed, not any of that, but just dealing with the everyday, how to top what I did before, how to do better, how to be motivated, and how to try to stay motivated when you're not motivated, being disciplined, just shit like that.
Yeah. I've been in those shoes.
Yeah. So,
but don't let that break your soul, brother.
Oh no. You won't break my soul. There's a lot that happened with Beyonce and Khalees and all that this week, and
Definitely.
I mean, I felt like if you want to talk about it, I felt like the media's covered it enough. We don't need to talk about it.
Pretty much.
And Brittany Griner's situation, to me, we've done a lot of talking about Brittany Griner's situation as it happened in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at the point now where I'm convinced people haven't really followed the case. And I put up here. Can we just go ahead and talk about this now?
Go ahead.
Can we just dive into the Brittany Griner situation?
Dive in. Segue. Boss.
Look, let me. All right, so Brittany Griner gets 9.5 years, suggested 9.5 years in Russian prison. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. The first is that she was suggested a 9.5 year sentence, and that the time she has spent in prison is going to go towards her time already. That's fine. Also, let me start off by saying this. I said we need to unpack this in many different ways. There are reasons I said that. There are reasons I said this needs to be unpacked slowly. Okay. There are dimensions of this. Brittany Griner getting 9.5 years for the amount of paraphernalia she snuck into the country is it's mind-boggling. It is absolutely mind-boggling that she would get that amount of time for such a small amount of THC. Now, I've been seeing this floating around. Grace sent it through to us.
Thank you, Grace.
And thank you, love. And I'm gonna post it on the page in case you need to see it. I can't show it here, but it's comparing two situations. Okay, Brittany Griner, 31-year-old American, convicted of smuggling 0.7 grams of THC into Russia, sentenced to 9 years and fined 1 million rubles. Audrey Lorber, of course, she's a white woman, 19 years old, found guilty of smuggling 17 grams of THC into Russia while on a family vacation, released after a 2-month detention and fined 15,000 rubles. Okay. Now, here goes my problems with comparisons.
Mm-hmm. We always have an issue with that,
Which part of the white girl, which part of what the white girl did made what Brittany did not illegal? I'll wait. Because we love to go, oh, but there was a white girl over there and she only got 6 months. Okay, that's cool. But what did that have to do with Brittany? Because there seems to be this narrative that Brittany was some sort of innocent angel who stepped off a plane and had Russian government officials run up on her with ARs and AKs and bears and on leashes and drag her, kicking and screaming, from a plane into a dungeon in some dirty Russian prison where they have been feeding her breadcrumbs and whatever the fuck and beating her, getting American secrets, and that she is a martyr for America. That's not what happened at all. That's not what happened at all. What happened is she was very much caught with THC was drugs with THC oil, 0.7 grams. She got caught with 0.7 grams. Okay. And she got arrested for it. Why? Because it's illegal in Russia. It is illegal in Russia to have any of it. Now, the problem is that we are Americans and we forget that we don't govern the earth. We assume because Americans, we govern the world. So we think that what happens here, we should be able to go anywhere in the world and do what the fuck we want to because we're American. That is also incorrect. That is also a misconception. Because we don't let outsiders come here. We just had a whole president that wanted to build a fucking wall to keep people from coming here doing fuck shit. And y'all thought he was fucking crazy. But yet, y'all want to go to other countries and do fuck shit. She went to a country where what she was carrying was illegal. She was detained in a detention center. If you followed it at all, it don't look much worse than any detention center you've been to. She's had access to her lawyers 24/7. She has a television. She has a desk. She is in one of the best rooms in the detention center because they wanted to make sure that we can see that they are not mistreating her. She's put out messages that she is fine. The problem with this is she did this within 72 hours of Ukraine getting invaded by Russia. America sided with Ukraine. She gets locked up in Russia, a place that we have been talking shit on for the past however many years about rigging elections and doing all of this. She goes there, gets caught doing something illegal. She is not, let's stop. She is not a innocent martyr who was just dragged somewhere. She was caught with something illegal in her bag. She was detained. That country then invades a country we back. You now expect them to turn around and ask for her release. They don't fuck with us right now. Then they realize she's worth something to America. Oh, we definitely gonna hold on to this. We definitely gonna hold on to this. She worth something to y'all? Holy shit. Holy shit. We're gonna hold on to this. Because y'all have things we want, and now we have things you want. Now, was the 9.5 years bullshit? Yeah, hell yeah, that was trash. That I'm not arguing with the length of time. I'm not arguing with the fact that her, like, the amount of THC that she had does not equate the amount of time that she got. I do not think that happens. But you know what doesn't happen? And I haven't heard one person say this yet. If she didn't break the law, none of this would happen. And you say what you want. I saw a video of stud AGs doing on TikTok, looking like they was freeing Jesus out of chains. I refuse to put the video up here. Stop. Why? My problem is and I truly believe this. The 9.5 years is trash. The way the trial went is trash. But America 1 and 2 needed her to be convicted because Russia stated that they will not negotiate with America for a person's who is not a captive of Russia, which means they weren't even willing to talk about trading her for the bomber we have that they want until she was technically a criminal in Russia. Because until she's convicted, she's just being held. So, one, being sentenced worked in her favor because now they will actually start going back and forth. Yeah, she was wrong. So was the other girl. One does not make the other less wrong. That is true. That's all. That's all I like to say. They're like, what if it was Taylor? What if it was Taylor Swift? Okay, and if it was Taylor Swift, let's come back out of our hypothetical cocoons. And how does that make what Brittany Griner did any less? Any less? Capital it up. Russia knows what they're doing. Oh yeah, of course. So the question is, why do the higher amount get a lesser sentence? Why did the higher amount get a lesser sentence? That's the comparison. Do you think it's timing is the reason because of war or the white girl work with it? One, the white girl. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If y'all can prove this to me, then then I'll shut the fuck up. How many of y'all knew that white girl name before just now? How many of y'all knew that white girl's name before just now? Jay with the USA Cup during this convo was hilarious. All right, so Tev didn't. You want to know why? Because she didn't matter. She held no weight here. The amount of drugs she got caught with on family vacation while she was 19 years old didn't matter. It could have everything to do with she was white. It could have everything to do with Russia didn't give a fuck because she was a nobody. It could have everything to do with they just wanted to find from her. But Brittany, you don't live that. You don't have that luxury. Any celebrity.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. Any celebrity, you don't have that luxury. You don't get to go out and do fuck shit and walk away from it. You get text. You get text. You don't get to be a football. See, the thing is, with celebrity comes a lot of privilege. But with that privilege and that celebrity comes a lot of eyes. And comes a lot of other side too. They don't talk about the latter. But when you do fuck shit that me or Tav or anybody could walk away from because we might not be known in the public eye as much as a Brittany Griner or a Taylor Swift. You think if I went over there with those same 7 grams right now, that they would give me 9.5 years and $1 million in ruble violation? Do you think they would do that? No. It has nothing to do with me being. First off, the Brittany Griner being a black woman being. Look, I'm tired of hearing we don't stand with our black women. I'm tired of that. Okay? I'm tired of hearing that. We don't protect our black women. Stop. I'm married to a black woman. Ask her if I protect her. Ask my sisters if I protect them. Ask my homegirls if I protect them. I'm sitting here telling you I don't believe that what her time is correct. But this isn't a martyr. I keep having to say this. This isn't a martyr. We're not talking about somebody who was dragged off a plane against her will. We're talking about someone who broke the fucking law, and everybody else seems to leave that portion of it out. The 9 years is trash. The $1 million is trash. That's them punishing America. But no matter how you try to cut it, no matter what hypothetical you throw, no matter what other cases you pull up, the bottom line is this all starts with Brittany Griner illegally bringing an illegal substance into another country, which is the definition of smuggling. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with me. We can disagree, but you can't play off the facts. The facts are she had 0.7 grams of an illegal substance from another country flying into another country. That is the definition of smuggling. Was it worth 9 years? No. Was it worth $1 million? No. But when you break the laws in another country and you playing by their rules and you are a celebrity, you know what's coming. You know they're gonna try and fuck you. How did nobody on her team know this? She done been over to Russia how many times and played with them? She's 31 years old. She's not 19. She's not a kid. She's a grown-ass woman. Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop with the martyr shit. Stop with the martyr shit because that's crazy. We have real life people who have been who have literally had police run in a crib and kill them while they sleep. Who have done nothing. There have been real people, part of the LGBT community, who had had their lives taken for nothing. For literally nothing. These are not the same. Stop trying to put them in the same in the same vein. They are not. These are not in the same vein. And I refuse to allow you to have those people's lives and their stories minimalized. Minimalized because y'all want to overlook the fact that she actually broke the law. I'm done.
Well, you basically hit the nail on the head, kind sir. I mean, for those, who speak in that language of pause and no homo and all that stuff, whatever. It's often said that we live in the age of information. But I think we're slowly creeping into the age of misinformation by the way...
Facts.
By the way we perceive things, by the way we want to see things without seeing the actual truth of those things, which is a major, major problem in this country. And the way a lot of people just see things. And there's no way I can go around the most logical fact, the most logical argument that you just posed to everyone. Was a law broken? Yes, it was. Are there consequences behind that law being broken? Yes, there is. People have to understand that when it comes to certain countries, and we're talking about Russia in this case, with all the conflict that's going on in the world with them, they're going to obviously calculate their things before they execute them. According to them, they say that what's going on in Ukraine at the moment, it's not an invasion, it's a special military operation, according to the Russians. We perceive things differently, like we perceive anything else, And in the situation with Brittany Griner, we have to just come to grips to the truth where we can't compare her case to another case because we should all know that all cases are completely different from each other. I think that what's going on currently, with Russia, the United States, and Ukraine and other countries that are involved does have something to do with it now that they know that she has value, that we're interested in getting her back to the States. So obviously, Russia, when they realized that, or I'm sure they realized that before it actually happened, You know, I'm sure they realized once they knew that the American people were going to perceive it as, and the media also has blame in this, that was going to perceive the situation as her being a martyr. They already knew. They was like, all right, we're going to talk to the judge. We're going to do what we have to do. We're going to throw the book at her. We're going to give her the absolute close, I believe, to maximum sentence for that type of law that she broke, you know, within that country. So I feel like a lot of people have to be very informed of what's going on. I feel like there's a lot of misinformation, and people just need to come to grips with the truth. She broke the law. She's paying the consequence for it. Maybe the consequence is too severe in this case. I'm not here to argue that. I wasn't in that court of law. They make their own decisions. Yes, I do know that this is a play to basically take advantage of this situation. And I'm talking about Russia, and taking advantage to send a message, and also not willing to reach any type of negotiation or any type of agreement with the United States based on, you know, what's happening and what's going on. And people just need to let go of this martyr talk. She was not ambushed by anybody, as you said, Sincere. She clearly broke the law. When you break the law, your case is completely different from someone else who broke the law previously. And there shouldn't be any comparisons because all cases are different. And obviously, Russia thought, you know what? We know what you guys want. And guess what? We're going to throw the book at her. Because we're going to take advantage of this full situation, because you can't come into our country thinking that you can just do whatever you want as you do in your country. That's not the way things work.
Yep, exactly.
And people just need to come to grips with that and stop misinforming each other and stop thinking that we're talking about someone that was completely innocent of everything and they were just sought after to just throw in jail and to treat horribly, and because she's black and because she's gay, that's why she's being treated that way. No. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that in my mind. You could disagree with me. You could disagree with Sincere. It doesn't matter. I just feel like we need to be more informed before we decide to express, you know, what we really feel and how we really think about the situation and how it's really unfolding by getting down to the gritty facts. And that's all I have to say, you know, at this time. It's unfortunate, you know, I feel bad for her, you know, in this case. But my thing is, whatever you choose to do in life, just know that behind that, there's a price to be paid and there's a consequence, whether good or bad. You know, I'm not saying that everything is going to be bad, but when you choose to do something as to smuggle a substance that's actually banned in another country, you're asking for it. You're asking for it. And I feel like when you're someone who visits this country and you're not a native and you're not a resident, you're going to be treated harshly, you know, because while I'm saying this, every time I go to Dominican Republic and, you know, I'm somewhere in a public space or something like that, and someone decides to like get out of their face and say something to me, I think twice, like, you know what? Should I really like break a bottle and like, you know, hit this person over the head with it? Or, you know, should I like, you know, catch them outside? You know, whatever the case is. Like, I always think about those things before I do them because I'm in another country. I'm not a native Dominican, even though I feel 100% Dominican. I'm not a native Dominican by legal document. I was born in the United States. Okay. Exactly. I was born in the United States. I am a Dominican American, obviously. And I can't just go in Dominican Republic and just do as I please. The only way you can actually do that in Dominican Republic is if you have a ton of money. But not every system is set up that way in every country. Like, just because you have money in a certain country doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. In DR, yeah, you can get away with certain things.
The Dominican Republic also doesn't hate us.
That's the thing. That's exactly where I was going to get at. That's exactly what I was going to get at. With the tensions that we've had with Russia over the past, decade or forever yesterday. You're right.
Nigga, like everything.
Exactly. Yeah, because the Cold War, it ended, but the tensions are still there between Russia and the United States, and it's forever been there, and it's still there to this day, to this hour, to this second. So we must think about things before we do them, especially when it comes to breaking the law. If you feel like you're going to break the law in a place where you weren't born, you need to be ready. You need to be ready for the consequences.
Break the bottle on their head, Jay. Says Cuddy.
There you go. You break the bottle over the person's head, right? Maybe I was thinking about cutting them. Maybe that's why. Yeah. But
Cuddy.
Hey, Liz, good morning.
Shout out to Panda. Shout out to Cuddy in the building. Yeah, man. I mean, there was a whole point in American history during the early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah.
You remember that? Where they used to make films of
Rocky
Russia,
IV.
Of America getting overthrown and conquered by Russia. There was a stretch. Where America was dumb pussy.
Facts.
America was dumb pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew that Russia was coming and was taking this shit over, and They was scared to death. Russia had America hot.
Right.
These are the people that years later we are thinking is going to treat someone
differently.
No,
it doesn't work that way. Especially with the lifelong, I'm not going to say lifelong, but within the 19th century coming forward, all the tension that we've had with Russia, obviously, they're not going to treat our citizens at the best possible way. And I think people need to come to grips with that, and once again, each case is different. She broke the law. And not only did she break the law, she broke the law at a terrible time. The time is completely terrible. And that's part of the reason why they threw the book at her. Or not throw the book at her, but what I'm saying is they almost gave her the maximum amount that you can give for that type of crime.
Yeah.
So when people come to grips with that, we'll be okay. We'll be a lot better. She's not a martyr. Please don't say that. That word is, I guess that's kind of like the word "I love you" in a sense, that it's just thrown just so everywhere basically. That we need to just come to our senses, come to the facts, and just be logical with our approach and the way we think about the situation, and just understand that she broke a law. She broke a law. She broke a law. She broke the law. That's it.
Her case is sad. But you know what? Because Panda is here, and I pray she gets set free. Panda is here, and if you don't know who Moose is Liz. Liz is okay. If you don't know who Liz is, anyway, doesn't matter. Liz has a cat. And his name is Moose. And Moose humps everything. He has a problem. So, I'm going to go ahead and play the video that made me think of Moose earlier.
I'm about to put my penis between your lips. About to drop my dick between your hips. And you're gonna love. About to put my penis between your lips. About to drop my dick between your hips. And you're gonna love.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey, you keep going, little buddy, till you get there. He wasn't in the right spot. But look, she was letting you rock. She didn't run away. You was just, hey, little buddy, we wish you nothing but the best. We hope you finally get there. Okay. That real is hilarious. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on into something else. I want to play this for you because we could talk about this really quickly before we move on. I'm gonna split up. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Hold on. So Migos got booed at Rolling Loud. Looks something like this.
Hold on. Hey, Rolling Loud. The fuck going on?
Now, this is one of the biggest rap groups in the world. Just
of all times.
Just 2-3 years ago. And they couldn't move a crowd at Rolling Loud. And they got booed. Now, let's keep in mind before we start the caveat behind this. This is also the same people who booed and threw shit at Kid Cudi.
Yep.
Why do you think this happened to the Migos? Is it because they aren't popular anymore? Is it because of all the nonsense between like Quavo and Takeoff starting their own group and leave it all set out and then releasing that song that they had the video for, or what do you think is causing? Or maybe it's just the crowd. Maybe because the crowd looked like a bunch of little shits. You threw shit at Kid Cudi. I'm not letting that slide.
Right.
You niggas made Kid Cudi walk off. Now, in their defense, Kid Cudi is a super emotional type of nigga.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But you gotta understand when he get on stage, he gonna be a super sensitive ass nigga on stage too. And that's cool. But nobody should have things thrown at them. I agree. But
no, don't say but. Come on.
No. What I was gonna say was, but Dirk had shit thrown at him while he was on stage. And Dirk caught the container that they threw at him and kept performing. So there are multiple ways to go about it. I also feel like Cudi already felt some sort of way because he was there and slated and promoted as Kanye West's replacement.
Replacement, correct.
And you remember that whole thing between him and Kanye recently,
correct.
How that unfolded. So, but again,
he's not my friend no more.
Yeah. I head back to the Migos.
Why
do you think this happened with the Migos?
I think it's a combination of everything that you said. The fact that they're trying to start a group without Offset. And I feel like it's crazy to say, but
tight.
Nah, but it's crazy to say, but I think Migos.
I'm sorry. My fault. I gotta stop reading these comments. Grace, my dog would have bit the doggy's wink off.
We're still talking about the reel that Sincere just pulled up, my folks.
Oh no, not bit the other dog. Harley would have bit the other doggy's wink off. The Rolling Loud crowd is not about it anymore. Oh.
What I was gonna say is that what is it? That fast food music gotta keep dropping.
I think they went too long without releasing music for the type of music they make. Tevin, that's actually where I was going to get at. The fact that I think at this moment, their catalog and their music is kind of outdated. And I made a comment. I don't know if it was with someone who posted it. I'm not too sure, but I don't know if it was you, Sincere, but I made the comment and I was like, listen, they're tired of that fucking song that was being played. And the Rolling Loud crowd, to me, reminds me so much of the Apollo crowd, in a sense, in Harlem. When groups of little shits at times.
No, of course. It reminds me of the Apollo crowd in the sense where if they didn't like you, they were gonna let you know that they didn't like you, and it was a genuine crowd. And if they were really into you, they'd rock with you. But if not, they wasn't gonna rock with you. And that's exactly what happened with Migos. And also, I think it has to do, like I said, with the fact that Offset is not around. Their music is outdated. I also think that the crowd themselves, I think they have a favorite. Once the lineup is put up, they have a certain favorite. They have a certain person they want to see. I saw a lot of comments where people were saying that hip hop is dying, this, that, and the third. I'm like, wait a second. No, hip hop is not dying, because if you go, for instance, on the Baby's Instagram page and you see what he does live and how engaged the crowd is, you'd completely change your mind about, hip hop and rap.
And Uzi
dying, basically.
Uzi's set was crazy.
Forget about it.
Uzi's set was crazy.
So, again, it's all based on energy, and the Rolling crowd just wasn't with the Migos. They wasn't gonna fuck with the Migos on that day, and they surely didn't, and they surely let them know about it. And all the drama that's going on with them, their music being outdated and everything else, they're just like, you know what? We ain't fucking with this. Like, we're tired of hearing this fucking track over and over and over and over and over again, like Marshawn Lynch used to say in the interviews. And that's just the facts.
Look at it this way. Tyler, the Creator, had Camp Flog Now, which is his music festival, and got Drake to come out 2 years ago as a guest. Was it 2 years or last year? And got him to come out as a guest, and they booed him off the stage.
Yep.
The biggest artist, one of the biggest artists in the world, definitely in our culture.
Biggest artist of the last decade. Yep.
Yeah, in the world. They booed off stage because they didn't want to hear his music.
Yep.
So there's a group, and for everybody, and there's a group not for everybody. Yep. So if Roland Loud wasn't fucking with Migos on that moment, then it just wasn't fucking with Migos.
Yeah, pretty
much. Did you see moving from one Britney to another, did you see Bundles of Britney get into it with the dude in the crowd?
Yeah, she threw water at him, and then
he threw water back.
Yeah. I saw that, yeah. Brittany Renner, man, I tell you.
Like, I don't know what to say here, because like, it's like, why are you arguing with that man, Brittany?
Exactly.
Take your fine ass over there, and do what they paid you to do. Just be fine and interview the artist. You ain't got to even go nowhere near that nigga.
Nope, not at all.
You ain't got to go nowhere near that.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was uncalled for. That whole situation. She should have just backed away, and that's it. But we're talking about Brittany Renner, so we know how how incendiary and how fiery she can be. I
don't blame anybody for ever responding to somebody. You just got to know what it is you're responding to.
Of course.
And I just feel like she didn't even have to be in that situation. I personally feel like the security that stood there and watched it play out, until the water was thrown. He didn't really make a move until the water was thrown.
True. They could have de-escalated.
But they could have de-escalated the situation before it ever got there.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay, so moving on now.
Oh boy.
Moving on now.
Oh boy.
To why I have trust issues.
You go to trust if she ain't got a butt, fucking get it to you. Somebody usher this nigga into a clinic. My flow still sick, I ain't talking the pandemic. I write my own lyrics, a lot of these bitches gimmicks. They study Nicki style, now all of them want mimic. Talking about snitches when it's snitches and you can't. Never stand alone, you always itching for a stamp. Me, I'm still money, wrists light up like a lamp. They gon' have to send their best fighter for the champ.
This is why I have problems.
Trust issues.
I have trust issues because of this video. I don't know. I put that video up there for one reason, and one reason only. I need to show y'all. I just wanted to show y'all that video. There was no big story behind it. There was nothing. it was just like, look at this. I'm gonna make a segment for this show called "The Shit I Found on the Internet This Week," and it's gonna contain shit like that I find on the internet during the week before the show. That alone, it just makes me crazy. Okay. Now on to our actual last conversation today. Wait. I still got clips.
Yes.
Wait, I got one more clip. Hold on. Nigga, did you hear that gator?
Sounded like a lion.
Bro, first of all, that was a big ass gator. Okay?
Yeah.
That was a big ass gator. Okay?
Alligator.
That gator was large. And then that motherfucker roared. Okay, nigga, I'm not Chris Pratt. I didn't come here to fight dinosaurs. That's not why I moved to Florida. I didn't move to Florida to fight dinosaurs. That is not why. Them motherfuckers is large. Those are real life dinosaurs, Jay.
Yeah, they are.
Real life dinosaurs. I'm not even making jokes. Alligators and crocodiles are actual fucking dinosaurs. Yep. I did not sign up to fight fucking dinosaurs. That's not why I pay my HOA every month. You come and get these motherfuckers.
Facts. Call 911, 311, whoever.
I'm not going to be doing it.
Come get this fucking alligator out of my lawn.
Like, I remember watching that black man who fought it and put it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
Kudos to that nigga. I'm not him.
It wouldn't be me. Nope.
Not me. Okay, now it's our last conversation this week. Kevin Gates' comments about Beyonce and relationships.
Jesus.
I'm going to go ahead and play them so everyone can be on the same page.
In the world, I can't be a fan.
Yes, you can.
I can't be a fan.
Absolutely can.
I'm sitting in the trap house around the monsters, just looking at TV. Just man, I swear to God. When I said that, everybody feel like that. They just scared to say it. I ain't scared to say it.
What is respect for another man's wife? That's why.
I said respectfully.
I don't mean respectfully.
I meant it with all due respect.
Word.
If somebody said that about your lady, your queen,
you
your
supposed
wife at the
to.
time.
That'll feel good. You supposed to fantasize about what I got, nigga. I'm living your dreams every night. Yeah, I'm punching dick in her living your dreams. What? I don't want nothing. Don't nobody else want.
So you wouldn't feel away if another man said that about your wife, your
lady,
wouldn't
give a fuck. I don't care about what nobody think about me or what nobody say. I live life every day.
And you still would have the same respect for that individual.
I wouldn't give a damn. I'm living your dreams, nigga. You saluting me.
I just hit my head against the clock just now. Man, Kevin Gates and his reasoning is pretty humorous. It's funny, and you know I actually enjoy. I actually enjoy what he provides in terms of music and when he gets on interviews, but there's just certain things that. He got a point. Hopefully, Jay feel the same way. He got a point. Hopefully, Jay feels the same way. Tevin's just said, "Pop folk." But
by the way, before we done,
oh my God,
Tevin just released a new song, so he gonna shoot over the info so we can go ahead and put it at the bottom of the page for y'all.
Yeah, definitely. So you can follow that.
Yeah, but yeah, continue, Jay. My fault.
So as you were saying, I'm going to allude to something you were saying earlier. You were mentioning that the black man, took the reptile, basically put it in the garbage can, and that wouldn't be you. So then I'm going to equate that to what I'm going to say now into the sense where there's just certain things that's just not me. That's not within my nature to say. It's not within my nature to do. In this case, Kevin Gates is just being Kevin Gates. And I think Kevin Gates is doing what Kevin Gates actually does. I think he's a polarizing figure, you know, in the music. And I thought you were actually going to play what he actually said in the song or in the freestyle, I think it was. It's called The General, I believe.
Yeah.
Where he mentioned this about, what was it, consuming Beyonce's urine? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
And basically giving a dick and all this?
Yeah.
So, again, I'll say that Kevin Gates is simply being Kevin Gates at this moment.
Yeah, but not at the level in which Shorty changed her everything. Biz can do so much here. Shorty changed her teeth color, her skin complexion, her hair.
Yeah, that was a total 180.
Nah.
Yeah, that's a total 180 transformation.
Nah.
I think Kevin Gates don't know what he want to be. First, he wants to look like an Indian chief. Then he wants to talk like a Hasidic Jew with the curls. Desmond, shout outs. No, it's very true. It's very true what Desmond is saying as well. But my thing is, Kevin Gates is who he is.
Right.
And I feel like it coming from Kevin Gates is not that much of a surprise for me, as it may be to some other people that don't really follow him, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I'm laughing about it, pod folk. And what?
No, I agree. I 110% agree.
Yeah. I just feel like, you know, it's something that Kevin Gates normally does, you know, in the media, when he talks to people, when he talks, you know, in radio stations, and, you know, when he talks, you know, on YouTube, or he's dealing, you know, with like different, I guess, different entertainment, you know, platforms in this case. So, I mean, what he said obviously is out of line. You know, you're speaking about a man's wife, obviously. He might have said, he might have said what a lot of us think, you know? And that's something that you can't hide. And that's just Kevin Gates being Kevin Gates. I mean, I can't say much else on the topic, you know, but it is what it is, as the saying goes.
I don't know if Drika is his cousin or not. I don't think Drika was his cousin. I think it was dating another one of his cousins.
Yeah, it was someone else before.
It was a different girl before Drika. But this is what, and to me, I don't know if anyone else remembers this. It depends on how long you've been listening to the podcast. I'm sure that you remember this, Jay. Before we got where we are now, before careers grew, years ago, I told you I was introduced to Kevin Gates by accident.
Yeah.
I was introduced to Kevin Gates because I was doing something in the house. I had the TV on YouTube or something. And it was going through interviews. You know, YouTube just play clips and shit.
Right.
And I'm listening to an interview. And I'm listening to this person who sounds a lot like me.
Right. And the way you think,
the way I think, the way I talk sounds very similar to me. A lot more Southern, because he is from where my family is from.
Facts.
But I am born and raised in New York. So a lot of the time I hear and see Kevin Gates as what I might have been born and raised there. And that's a compliment to me. That is a compliment from me. The way his mind works, the way he speaks, the way he completely embraces his whole story is something that it's hard to do on a level that happens. It's hard to do in general, and then when you do it on a level that he does it. It is incredible to where, like we said, Dez knew he was dating his cousin. We know that famously when he was talking about eating booty, like he had
groceries.
The groceries, like there's songs on his albums where he literally talks about eat the pussy while she on the rag, like yummy. Like he telling you some of his most intimate, deepest shit that I know a lot of you niggas have done.
Mm-hmm.
But you just ain't comfortable enough in self, or you give a fuck too much about what others say to acknowledge these things. Mm-hmm. Kevin Gates ain't the only nigga I know that ate pussy while the girl is on her period. He ain't the only nigga I know, but he might be the only nigga I know that might openly say he did it and like it. That don't make him no different than what make him more different than me is that he claimed that shit, but it sound crazy to everybody else, but it don't sound crazy to me. Because if I did it and I liked it, guess what? I'm gonna claim the shit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? It's the same. Me and the wife was having this conversation last night. When I was talking about getting nice cars and getting nice clothes and shit. And they were talking about going outside and niggas doing drawers check. Like to make sure you had on when you walking outside North Polo, like niggas was doing drawers check to make sure your polos, make sure your drawers was polo, or that they would call you half stepping. You niggas think I got dressed for y'all?
Crazy.
You think I went upstairs and spent this much money on this outfit to impress you niggas standing out front of the building? Is that what you thought I did? Oh, poor you. That's not what I was doing at all. See, while y'all are here hanging out with each other, worried about who looked the best here, I got dressed up to go on a date with a woman.
Exactly.
I got dressed up because I wanted to impress the woman. I smell nice because I wanted to impress the woman. I didn't get this nice car because you like nice cars, nigga. I got a nice car because women like nice cars.
Facts.
So when I hear Gates talk, to me, it just, I love it because he's just being genuine. And like he said, he's saying shit a lot of niggas won't say. I'm not saying necessarily he's saying it in the best way. Maybe,
yeah, of course.
Maybe saying I'm punching dick in her ain't the greatest. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You ain't gotta say it like that. But that's how he talk. Who the fuck am I to tell her not to? In fact, I was gonna say he definitely is like you in some ways with the way he speaks. Plus, y'all like. Hey, shout out to Gates, man. Shout out to Gates. Shout out to everybody over there.
I mean,
shout out, man.
I mean, sorry, pop folk, but to me, Kevin Gates is just being Kevin Gates. That's who he is. That's his essence. So if you never followed him, then if you're interested, you could look up his other interviews where he says, things that may seem outlandish to you. They're not outlandish to us at all. Not at all.
Tevin, I thought you was gonna put up a comment right now with the song where people could go and do things and follow you and make it happen real quick before we get out of here.
Maybe we're not as sensitive.
No, we're definitely not as sensitive. But I just don't see a problem with it. I would see a problem with it maybe if he was doing it in a way where he was like,
Oh,
nigga, I'm coming for your wife. Like,
right, yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. I'm coming for your wife, and when I see her, I'm gonna do my best to rape her. You know, like crazy talk like that. Like it's like, okay. Now you're threatening people. You know.
Okay, first off, so let me help this out because Tevin is sending out wrong information. Not that we don't want the Spotify drink. Tevin, tell us what your artist name is and the name of the song. That way they can go type it in and find it. Bang, bang. Because they can't click on the link here, Tevin. And they might be able to click on it where you put it, though. So maybe. I'm not saying that putting a link in there.
But it's just better if he puts his name.
Yeah, and, put your artist name and the name of the song so people could go and
you can put even the other platforms, you know, that you can access this track with. Yeah.
1 a.m. in Texas by Harlem. Okay, copy. Okay. There we go. So go and stream Harlem. 1 a.m. in Texas.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I was tuned into the great conversation topic, y'all. Oh, appreciate you.
Copy that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, kind sir.
So, yeah. Tomorrow on the Convos, we got the OT.
OT Convos.
We will be there tomorrow. Boom.
You want to join us? We can send you an invite. Let us know.
Yep. Anybody in here on Convos, y'all already know what it is. Anybody around, y'all know how we get down.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, anything else you got to touch on this week, Jay?
No, that's it. I just wanted to wish everyone a positive and fun-filled week, you know, with minimal stress and great things.
Fix Convos for Android. We are working on it.
They've been saying that for the past year.
We are working on it. Yes, Convos at 8 p.m. Look, they know what they talk about.
Eastern Standard Time.
Just play. Okay, you know what? Hold on. We have a request. So next week I will have the video for this song loaded up. But because it is not loaded up right now, we will go ahead and get out of here with this. We gotta make sure that we, do less than 70 seconds so we don't get kicked out of
yeah, definitely.
All the good stuff that's going on here. But again, we appreciate everybody for pulling up.
Definitely.
We appreciate y'all being wonderful.
Get your merch.
Get your merch.
Follow and subscribe to all our platforms: YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music.
Go listen.
Spotify.
There you go. Go find us everywhere.
Apple Podcasts. Yes, sir.
I know that you'll understand.
Hey.
We set the world in motion.
Hey.
By reaching out for each other's hand.
Hey.
We'll discover what we should have known all along.
What are you doing here? Hey.
One way or another, together's where we both belong.
When you listen to each other's heart, and maybe love is the reason why. See him if I